basically, it's not exactly clear what happened, but very shortly after the said time that they were going to move and agreed to do so, the car was sniped by Israeli forces, and all four were killed. And that's the information that we have on this. And then the day before, FYI, we also lost two partners in the north, from Juzoor. This is another partner of ours who carry out like maternal health programming in many of the hospitals, or like whatever's functioning of the health sector in the north. And two of their staff were killed in an Israeli airstrike on Friday. An airstrike on a shelter where a doctor and a nurse that we work with were killed in an airstrike. That's all I know. I don't have any more information on this. The problem is that there's a comms blackout at the moment in the north. I have my friend's family that is in Jabalia at the moment. She has not been able to get in touch since Monday. So that's been the situation for us with and I've called my colleagues who are in Gaza City, asking them about what's happening in the north, and nobody has communication with the north. The only thing that I was able to hear is about the school in the north, where apparently rounds of men and women were taken and basically killed at point blank. That's what I've heard from my colleague who's currently in Gaza City. Like we have colleagues in Gaza City still, who said that that's what they heard. We've not been able to formally operate in the north for the last 6 weeks. And then since the 1st of October, as you know, between the 1st of October and the 14th of October, nothing entered the north, virtually nothing. So even from the UN agencies. And so I was I was in touch up to Monday with people in the north, and it was just an absolute nightmarish, hellish situation that anybody could imagine. We have people in their homes completely besieged, unable to leave their homes because of tanks being so close. Apparently, the areas of Beit Hanun, Jabalia, and Beit Lahiya have been completely besieged. So you can't even move from Beit Hanun to Jabalia or to Beit Lahiya. So that they're the completely isolated enclaves within an enclave. Even those that have attempted to evacuate have not been able to evacuate. We know that there were evacuation routes, I think, given earlier this week, with actual routes and timings where there would not be like a cease of hostilities. But I don't know anybody that has actually taken those evacuation routes. From what we've heard from our partners that are receiving people at the checkpoint at Wadi Gaza from the south, from the north, nobody's made it really into the south. It might be that people are evacuating into Gaza City and not going through Wadi Gaza and like crossing that checkpoint. So it might be that anybody that's evacuating is just like going a little closer to the city and just leaving the northern areas. We've heard of just like absolute deprivation. No supplies. One of my colleagues, all they had last week at one point was bread and 2 cans of peas for 10 members of their family. And we were hearing that people were about having one meal every 2 days. And parents, of course, again, hearing the stories of parents skipping their meals for their children and going 2-3 days without any food. So that's what we were hearing last week. But again, I have not received any news from my sources and my contacts since Monday. Like there's a complete blackout from my end.